The Cutluxe boning and fillet knife here, 6-inch blade. Is it worth it? Should you get it? I've been testing it out now for about 3 months and I have some feedback about this knife that I want to share with you. First of all, out of the gate, this one is a little bit costly compared to some of the other knives I've been testing out recently. I think this one was about $34, but sometimes it comes on offer below $30. Yeah, it's a little bit of a costly knife, but I will say that this does have some really nice construction to it. Out of all the knives I've been testing recently, this one is the only one that does come with tang construction, which is awesome for a knife in this price class. It also just feels like quality as you hold it. While the blade itself looks very luxurious, for using it for filleting fish and this type of stuff, I mean, I'm a fisherman, so of course that's going to be my main use case for this knife. The grip is very slippery. I'm not a big fan of that. Also, it's very small for my hand. Now, if you're a smaller person, this knife is probably the perfect fit for your hand, especially if you're not wet on the hands. This is going to be nice. Now, it does have a nice little bolster here coming up. Now, it's not the best one out of the knives that I've been testing out recently. I'm doing like this big comparison between all the best knives beneath $30, by the way. Now, beyond that, it is a really nice knife. I mean, you can feel the weight in this knife compared to some of the other knives in this price class, like Cast King makes one. This one is just heavier, and this one is like, what, half the size? As for the actual construction of the blade, it has been solid quality. This is the knife that I've bought that was the sharpest one out of the box. I will say that right away. This one is a really nice and sharp knife. Also, it did come in some really nice packaging with some accessories like a little towel and some stuff, which was awesome. I really like that and get kind of that Apple quality feel as you unbox the knife, right? Now, it is called Cutluxe. I guess the Lux there is kind of implied already. As for the durability of the blade, I haven't had any problems with it. I do sharpen it every once in a while when it starts to lose its bit, but it seems to hold for a really nice long time as well. The blade itself is very stiff. I would probably classify this as more of a boning knife compared to a filleting knife, since it is as stiff as it is. That means, however, that is awesome for cutting through bones. However, it's a little bit more difficult to use when you're going to make actual fillets with a knife. I have some mackerel here that I fished earlier to make this video for you guys. So let me just show you on this guy here. They're a little bit stiff now because I caught them over an hour ago. And as you can see, it just tears through everything like butter, right? Now that I've gotten down here to the bones, it feels very stiff compared to some of the other knives in the same price class. Now, it's a really sharp knife, so it's not really a big deal cutting through it, but it can be a little bit difficult to feel the bones as you're actually cutting out the fillet. Now, for taking the skin off, since it is as sharp as it is very easy when you're cutting off the skin here to just make a little mistake and then you slice through the skin, and yeah. That is kind of a drawback with this knife. But as you can see, it does cut the skin off. Overall, I will say that it is a lot more difficult to use than some of the other more flexible knives. It's awesome for cutting through bones. I mean, just look at this. It's like it's not even there. It just cuts through it perfectly. It's stiff and nice and easy to use. It doesn't come with a sheath, which may be a bit of a drawback to some people. But if you're going to use this down in the boathouse or perhaps in the kitchen to fillet fish that you have bought, awesome knife, really good. It is a little bit more expensive than some of the other options. So if it is the best one in the price class, I think the jury is still out on that. I'm gonna make a big video here comparing all the other knives in the same price class that you can check out next. If you just want to purchase this knife right away, I'm gonna add some links down in the video description that you can tap to purchase it. I do get a little bit of kickback if you do use those links, but at no additional cost to you, of course. But I do recommend that you check out this big comparison video before you make any purchasing decisions. I'll see you over there, and peace.